folks, I'm moving loads of stuff around at the minute, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to you know, chat about toolboxes and that, because right now everyone's yeah, pretty opinionated about them, and I think I've got some good advice. Like you know, if you're just starting out, or you know, you've had problems and you're looking at changing that. Like, I've been, you know, with toolboxes all my life, innit, right? But yeah, as a professional mechanic and engineer and that, maintenance, what? Well, I've seen them all. Like, I've seen them all break, and I've seen the ones that don't break, innit? What you got to think of with toolboxes and that, there's probably like three main types. There's your workshop boxes, personal workshop boxes, so roll cabs and that, and top boxes and side lockers. Then you know, portable tool storage, and then built-in work storage. And like built-in work storage, again, that goes off two ways, because you either got a big built-in boxes in your storerooms and that, if you're in a big company and that, maybe, or built into a vehicle, and like they're pretty different. Sometimes the built-in boxes in a vehicle will actually be hung off the locker doors in the side of the vehicle, won't they? So you won't actually have a separate toolbox. You know, that'll be part of the body of the vehicle. Right? You see that a lot with breakdown trucks, you know, wreckers and stuff like that. So portable toolboxes. There's so many different portable toolboxes you can get. I'd say the majority of designs, all the new stuff, like it's just total junk. Yeah, it's complete and utter rubbish. Like there's lots of good ideas and stuff. Like I know Stanley and Facom are quite popular with guys working on aeroplanes. They'll do same company, by the way, Stanley and Facom, and Brittle as well. They're in Brittle. They do plastic stackable, so it acts like a roll cab normally, but you can separate the stacks. But I don't really see the point in that, because when you want to go and do a job, 9 times out of 10 you'll want bits and pieces out of all the stack. So you're going to end up taking the whole stack anyway, or taking all the tools out of one unit and putting bits from other units into that, and then you've got to sort it all out when you get back. You know, kind of depends on how you organise the tools. What I like, what you should keep an eye out for, is the old cantilever boxes, because they're so cheap. You know, people just throw them away now. Like, I don't think I even paid money for any of these, but as far as my portable boxes go, these are my favourites. You know, stuff I don't use too much, but I need British standard Whitworth toolbox. So I don't want these in my main toolbox, because I use them very rarely. But when I have to work on an old British aeroplane, then you know, I need Whitworth gear and BA stuff as well. Maybe a lot of you won't know what I'm talking about. What BA? That's a 6 BA and a 4 BA, and these go down in numbers the smaller you get. They go with the Whitworth spanner, because Whitworth only goes down to one size. What's the smallest Whitworth size? About, I don't know, 1/4 inch Whitworth, which is actually really big, because they did the diameter of the threads determines the size, is what's marked on the spanner. You know? So 7/16 has got nothing to do with the size of the nut. It's the size of the thread, which is weird, and it takes some getting your head around. But you know, Whitworth did a lot for engineers, so you can't really rubbish him too much on that. Hey, either way, like, I love these things. They just don't break, and when they do break, it's normally something silly, like the rivets will go on the end or something like that. These ones are all good, I think. Maybe, and you can just throw, you know, like a mush head screw and a metal stiff nut on it, and it's fine. Let's see if I've done that on any of these. No, that's good. And then let's see this one. This is from my electrical test set. I don't want to open it up in case it's too much of a mess, but we'll have a look anyway. So it's got all my multimeters in there. which these. I just got this just by chance, I picked it, it was free, didn't spend money on it, but it just works really well with electrical stuff. Half it's missing, I don't know where it is, but you've got these, you can put your test leads in there, and just a really handy, what was that in? Really handy for electrical equipment. So, you don't have to use a cantilever box. These are what I think is best. I know they're not nice and smart, but they seem to be the best for, spanners and sockets and stuff, or wrenches if you like. And the old ones are so much better as well. You can buy them now, you can buy them new, but unless you go and spend like £200 a snap-on, then the cheaper ones are just rubbish. Like, you really are best off just looking for something that's maybe a tiny bit rusty like this, but it's a thicker gauge metal, nicer all round, and everything's there when you need it. It's right away, you're ready to go. I just really like these things. It makes it a lot easier when you're putting your tools away at the end of the day as well. When you've got back for your job and you're putting them away. Hey, right. I've got to get my roll cab off the back of the truck, so I'll show you how I move toolboxes. Some people get a little bit anxious about moving boxes, but I think it's really easy. I don't know. Depends on what sort of box you got, I suppose. All the snap-on boxes, the boxes with the roller drawers are really easy. Really easy to take the drawers out. So you just leave all your tools in the drawer, move the box wherever you want to put it, and then put the drawers back in. Right. And rather than emptying all the drawers, I just get the boxes on, put the drawers back in, and now at this end, when we're taking it all off again, we'll just pull the drawers out, move the box, and put the drawers back in it where the box is where I want it to be. I don't know. But normally, when someone's moving a toolbox, maybe they've just been fired or made redundant or something, so their head's not in the right place. But it's something that gives a lot of people a lot of stress. But if you can avoid taking all the tools out, that's even better, isn't it? Like the top box. I can just lift this. It's full, but it's just about the right weight. I've got my gas bottle collection on the back of that. I'll just get rid of the rope and the gas bottles. You won't believe how many people just don't lock the toolboxes when they start moving them around, isn't it? It's like the biggest rookie mistake you could possibly make, eh? That's when that's what I do. It's a little bit muddled up in here. Basically, what I'm going to do is just take all the drawers out, and then the top's about all right for me to lift. I'll probably lift it as is, I'm going to try and lift it as is. Yeah, I'll just lift it. That's too much. Too much. I'll do myself a serious mischief if I try and move it like that. Pull the drawers out. On these snap-on boxes, you just got this little tab here, and the tabs are identical on both sides. So that means on this side you push it up, while on the other side you push it down, and the whole drawer just comes apart like that. Really, really easy, which is good. Right, it's something you want to look for when you buy the box, because they'll know, like, if you're in a workshop with other blokes, someone else is going to come along, just throw all your tools back in your box, and then when you try and shut the door, it won't shut because the drawer below it's too full, and then you can't get that drawer open because whatever's stopping this one's going backwards is stopping the one underneath from coming forward. So, like, you got to know before it happens how you take your drawers out and that, They're different. My top box is the old-fashioned design without the roller bearings, so I actually quite like those. You've got to have roller bearings. If you've got a big wide box, you've got to have roller bearings because it means you get so much weight in there that you can get so much weight. This is one of my early knives. So much weight in there that if you didn't have the roller drawers, you wouldn't open it. So That's why Snap-on started doing them, because the boxes got wider and that, and you know, anything with a deep drawer beyond standard width, you'd never get the thing open if it didn't have roller drawers. But it means you've got to have latches on the drawer as well, and that's always been a weak point with my box, my roll box anyway. Not this one. This one doesn't have latches. Okay, this roll cab, just like the side locker, I'm going to pull all the drawers out, move them, and then deal with the carcass of the box by itself without the weight of the tools and the drawers in there. But it means you can keep all the tools in the drawers as well, so you don't need like bundles of boxes around. That's a big mistake in it. That's how things get lost in it. Like, especially when you're in a hurry and the bottom drops out of the box and fucking tools go everywhere. But anyway, it's just the same as that. We'll just pull all the drawers out, move the tools in them, lose them somewhere for a minute, and then move the rest of it. Okay, so I thought we'd have a little look inside this box before we put it all back together. This is really why I would always recommend Snap-on, and not just any Snap-on, but this is their Heritage series, and they've got a few more different designs out now. The more modern ones, you recognise them. They normally got a strip down the corner. They're put together a bit differently, and I know quite a few people have had problems with those. They just don't seem to be as well made. This one they've just, you know, it's a design that they've been with since the 50s, I suppose. I'm personally familiar with this designer toolbox that goes right back to, I don't know, really old ones anyway, like roll cabs that are at least 50 years old, and maybe not the 1950s. I don't know what Snap-on were up to around there, but they weren't in the UK anyway. Either way, everything's just been well developed and added to, like, I suppose. They got doublers on the casters there, the wheels that come through, and they've got nice heavy plates on the back of them. The thickness of these sides just adds so much strength to it all. The locking channel on the back is really substantial. That stops the back of the box wobbling about too much as well, because only the middle of that moves. This one comes with a nice beach worktop on the top of it. But you got to have something on top, otherwise you end up with dents in the top of the box. But the new ones and other manufacturers, I've seen so many of them just pop apart at the corners, you know, or pop spot welds and that. And so I would say the only box you can 100% depend on, in my experience, has been you know, this old style of Snap-on box. Not the new ones. I'd say the new ones, like, are comparable with other cheaper toolboxes. I wouldn't spend the money on a new style Snap-on. I think you can still get these ones anyway. Heritage, I think he calls them. But, put it back together and then show you the whole lot and what, I don't know. Right, putting the boxes back together, almost exactly the same as putting them apart, but it just really helps because you've got to line up the strip on the side of the drawer with these notches in the front. It's the same with most of these boxes. Just slide it in, and then the other side. Alright, you hear that click? That click's good. That clicks what you want. Push it all the way back, and then just test it. Test it before you forget that you just had the drawer out, because if you haven't lined it up properly and you yank the drawer out and you've not tested it and you didn't get it quite lined up, that's all your spanners end up on the floor. Normally on the first day of your new job, and that's the embarrassing bit. That's when you don't want things to happen there. Fortunately, just to prove I'm not a snap-on shield, these boxes and the screwdriver, right? The only two things I'd say you have to get a snap-on, right? You really want a screwdriver, you know? Right, 60 quid, right? Well, it was a while ago anyway. Don't know what it is now, but everything else, right? I've had other brands of stuff like sockets and that, I like the Mac. You know, there's bits and pieces that are better, but no one does a screwdriver as good as Snap-on, and I don't think anyone does a toolbox. Maybe there's an oddball company, but most of them come from China now anyway. The Snap-on's probably made in China now anyway. But this heritage Snap-on, can't go wrong with that. Yeah, really good. And you want this screwdriver as well in it, right? That's the best screwdriver. It just, you know, the two things that Snap-on do really well, screwdrivers and toolboxes. And right, the other fixed screwdrivers, like the Mac ones are quite nice. You know, there's lots of other good ones, but definitely the ratchet screwdriver. Right, this thing's done 16 years, must have done 16 years. Right, daily use. So I've kind of looked after them a bit. But, no. That's what I reckon. Tell me what you think, right? Because I'm sure lots of people will disagree with me. Right, there's no problem if you do. Right, it's life, isn't it? And so, like, you know, to just wrap this up quickly, right? If you want to invest in something, get the Snap-on toolboxes when you got the money in it. Don't do what the Snap-on man wants you to do and start an account with him. That's the fucking word. He'll mislead you. He'll make you spend money. That's what they count on that. You know, nothing against Snap-on guys. Like, you know, when the good ones are good and the bad ones, oh my goodness, they'll be annoying to deal with. But yeah, definitely invest in a Snap-on toolbox and screwdriver. And like those cantilever ones for a mechanic that isn't always mobile, that just goes out and does odd jobs, those cantilever ones, absolutely para. Different story if you're always mobile. Maybe you want to get one of these and bolt it down inside your van or something, but then it, like, you know, might get bolt or something. And the other really good bit of advice I got, if you're a young bloke, like, you know, 16 or whatever, and you're just getting your first job and you want to take your toolbox to your first job, right, whatever you do, I know how tempting it must be, but you can get some really cheap top and roll cab combinations. Like, they're the worst things in the world. And if you turn up for work with one of those, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but here in England, you turn up with one of those, and it's nothing to do with me. Like, you're going to get the absolute piss ripped out of you. You know, not because being enthusiastic is a bad thing, but it's more, everyone's seen those toolboxes, they're absolute shite, and people will laugh at you for being such an idiot for buying them. Yeah? Not about enthusiasm, you know, be enthusiastic, that's great, isn't it? Like, you know, there's not enough of that in the world now, but yeah, don't buy those dinky little roll cabs. They're like that wide, you know, tiny little top box. Second you pull one drawer out, the box is so light, the whole lot goes over, you know? That's my last bit of advice on toolboxes anyway. So can get a Snap-on. Otherwise, just look for things that make it as well built as a Snap-on box. The new Snap-on stuff's not as good. It just doesn't last. I mean, it's not my opinion. It's just a fact. Like, they break. good luck if you're just starting out. Good luck, like, you know, even if you don't stay with it at work, like you go on to something else. Like having those skills will just make you the most important thing with all your mates when the car goes wrong. Anyway, take it easy, guys.